Rudy Project Aero helmet. Oh man, that's so slick. And you might think, oh, how do I put this on without scuffing my nose? So what do we have in store for us today, Trainiacs? Not sure. Alright, thank you. Why did I do it? I know what this is. Stoked about this. Stoked! Alright, this is backwards, upside that one. It's a good one. This is worth the trip. Yeah, those are good things. We'll get to those another time. Rudy Project Aero helmet. Premium Aero helmet. I'll elaborate back at the... No, actually, it's not the office anymore. I'll elaborate back at home. Office is closed down. Hey, now helmet technology has changed a lot in the past 10 years. If you look back at the helmets that were worn, say early 90s, they were very minimal. You look back at what was being worn even just 5-6 years ago, we were getting into some aero features, but it wasn't with a whole lot of science behind it. Now, typically, what most people will start out with is like your standard road helmet. This is what you'll see me wearing 90% of the time. I wear this on my group rides. I'll wear this typically on the weekend if I'm just doing a ride by myself and I'm not looking to get any like speed data. I'll wear this commuting. But the problem with road helmets is that they're designed for comfort. Now if you look at this, you see that there's all these chutes that is meant to bring air into your head, cool off the sweat from your head. But these are also like wind scoops. So it's not the most aerodynamic thing, and that's okay when you're riding in a group because the peloton, the group, the draft, creates most of the aerodynamics for you, and the helmet isn't nearly as much of a concern. Get into triathlon where you're out there by yourself and aerodynamics is a huge concern. So that's where helmets like this started becoming more commonplace, say about 10 years ago. They typically had a long tail because the longer the tail, the more aerodynamic it was. Didn't always start with these ear things, it was just kind of cut off there, but then the earpiece kind of came around. Now the issue with this that helmet manufacturers started figuring out very quickly is that number one, you're basically covering your entire head in a dome, and as you can see, there's not nearly as much venting, so heads basically cooked. You had people that were overheating. I certainly experienced that I was sweating a ton when I was down in Campeche. Now the next thing that's almost more important is we are putting on helmets like this for aerodynamics, but when all of a sudden you look down to take a look at your power numbers, you look to the right to steer or the left to steer, you're all of a sudden creating a big wind sail and you're losing that aerodynamics. That is where modern day helmets come in. Now, take a look at this. This is the Rudy Project Boost 01. You look at the front of it, it's got a huge vent on the front, and you look at the side profile of it, it's not that much longer than a road helmet if you compare it to that. This has the huge tail off the back. This, it's just a small tail off the back, and the idea is that through the design of the helmet, you can get like 97, 98% of the aerodynamics of this when you're head on that way, but where you gain a lot is that when you turn side to side, you're not gonna be creating a big wind sail off the side or when you look down. Now, in addition to that, a lot of modern helmets now have an integrated visor so that the entire system from your glasses to your helmet is all integrated in one. It's considered basically one piece. You're not putting on a set of glasses that are manufactured by maybe somebody else that don't necessarily contribute positively to the aerodynamics of the helmet. This way, I mean, look at that. That is so, man, that's so slick. And finally, why Rudy Project? Why did I reach out to them? They didn't reach out to me. I went with Rudy Project, number one, because I've been hearing about them for years. They've been the #1 most popular aero helmet at Kona in the Ironman World Championships. And then two, I've been using this Rudy Project helmet for the last couple of seasons. I liked it. I've got no qualms with it. So I like to stick with brands that I like, but I wanted to get away from this really, really hot, not necessarily entirely aerodynamic when I'm looking around and looking down at my power meter kind of helmet, because I'm gonna be doing a lot of that at Half Ironman Austin because it's a hilly course, there's a ton of turns, my power meter is right on the top stem, so I'm looking down a lot. This is gonna be a ton more practical for me. It's gonna be faster, I'm gonna be cooler, I'm gonna look damn good. Oh, and Rudy Project sent these babies out. Oh, look at those, huh? I mean, I was a good looking dude before. Maybe an 8.7, 9 out of 10. These? 9.4 for sure. Look at that. Fellas, keep your ladies away from YouTube today. Triathlon Taren's got new shades. I was just playing with the helmet here, Trainiacs, and there's something here that I didn't realize. Check this out. Okay, you got the helmet visor on, and you might think, oh, how do I put this on without scuffing my nose? Well, look at the genius that happens going with something that's all integrated. You can put it on with this flipped out and then bam, magnetically it stays. Huh? Huh? Look at that. Bam. All right, I gotta get back to looking so good. Later, Trainiacs.